Hey, it's Dr. Johnson, and let's just do a quick tour of the National Archives website. This is found at archives.gov, and it is a collection of all of the materials held in the National Archives, which is based in Washington, D.C., but they actually store the collection in lots of different services around the United States. So there are lots of different places on the archive website, but the one that's going to be most useful for you are the Educator Resources, which is usually right there in the top middle of the page. And when you go there, this is going to provide you with just so many resources on using primary sources in the classroom. They'll always have kind of the most pertinent things here at the top, and you can see online programs for students and families this fall because there's a lot of virtual learning going on. That's there. And then they give the general updates. They give information on professional development, which you can do online. I actually took a 3-day course at the National Archives in downtown Washington, D.C., and it was a fabulous course, and they have a lot of those same materials and things that we were able to do available here, and other information about the website. A few things to point out for you, though. This section right here, Working with Primary Sources, is a great way, a great part of the website you should probably look at because it talks about how to introduce primary sources with students. It also provides you with lots of resources. Some of these we'll look at in class, but if you were going to analyze a photograph with younger students, they actually have a PDF file of a worksheet that you could work with students on analyzing a photograph to help their thinking through that process. So that was there under Document Analysis Worksheets. I'm going to go back. That was under Working with Primary Sources. The other part of this educator website from the National Archives I want to show you is this Docs Teach. This is a kind of new online app that they launched. You can actually log in and have your own registration for this, so it'll maintain the information that you have. It's completely free, by the way, but for right now I'm just going to go back. I'm not going to worry about logging in. Just want to show you that there are 3 main categories here with Docs Teach. You can explore different primary source documents that are available. You can discover what kind of activities you can do with primary sources, or you can create your own activities. And of course this is where you would want to log in so it can keep track and maintain all of this for you. So under Explore, really quickly, they have the documents listed by key categories here, or you can always go in and say, hey, I'm looking for a document, and I'm just going to use a very general term, Hawaii. And when you do a search there, it says it found 97 documents that somehow relate to Hawaii. And you can see that we have all sorts of different things from a radar plot from the Opana Station just north of Kahuku, from Pearl Harbor attack to photographs, documents, all sorts of great things to look at. So that exploring documents is a great way to go. You can search for very specific terms or look at general ones. The second one, activities you can discover and teach with. This is a fun one to get into. You can once again search, but when you're first getting used to this, it's kind of nice to be able to kind of browse and look around and say, let's kind of see what maybe this emergence of modern America is like. And there are 25, looks like 25 different activities in this one, analyzing a child labor photograph. So it tells you about this activity, who created it, what kind of thinking skills it's using, including Bloom's taxonomy, and the intended grade level. Now, even though this says middle school, you could modify these activities to use with elementary school. And when you go into this activity, it's going to give you background about it. It's going to give you instructions on how to do this as a teacher. And then the activity you can actually assign to students and do either as a whole class on your projector, or you could do it individual students get assigned this. This activity allows you to zoom in on a document. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There's the zoom in. And since these have been digitized, using the highest standards. You can see that we get a lot of detail on these. They also allow students to mark up and take a look at other things. So you can see here's a kind of a checklist of an activity. So that's from the Docs Teach. That was the second type of things, discover activities. And then the third one we have to log into, but you can actually create your own activities where you pick the primary source document, you pick the type of activity to do with that document, and allow students to engage in that. So that's a quick tour of the National Archives website and some of the important things there. Remember to get to there, it's archives.gov. And these documents, of course, will all relate to what the holdings are in the National Archives in Washington for the United States of America.